Ahead of his trip to Kenosha, Wisconsin today, a city still reeling from recent violence, President Trump is refusing to condemn Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old alleged Trump supporter who's been charged with first-degree homicide after shooting and killing two protesters there.
He was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like, and he fell, and then they very violently attacked him. I guess he was in very big trouble. He probably would have been killed.
The unrest follows the police shooting of a black man, Jacob Blake, now paralyzed. The president says he spoke with a pastor for the Blake family, but will not meet with the family today because he says they wanted a lawyer present, calling that inappropriate. Overnight, lawyers representing the family telling NBC News if Blake's mother spoke to the president, she was prepared to ask him to watch the video of her son's shooting, adding that she would do what she has asked all of America to do, examine your heart. In a new interview with Fox News, the president said he believes black Americans want law and order, and without mentioning the Jacob Blake shooting, made this eyebrow-raising analogy about some police encounters.
Shooting the guy in the back many times, I mean, couldn't you have done something different? They choke, just like in a golf tournament. They miss a 3-foot.
You're not comparing it to golf because, of course, that's what the media.
I'm saying people choke.
The president also suggesting, without evidence or explanation, his Democratic rival Joe Biden is not in control of his campaign.
Who do you think is pulling Biden's strings? Is it former Obama
people
officials?
That you've never heard of, people that are in the dark shadows, people that
What does that mean? That sounds like conspiracy theory.
President Trump making another claim without evidence that an investigation is underway into a group of agitators who he says flew to Washington, D.C. intent on causing chaos at last week's Republican National Convention.
We had somebody get on a plane from a certain city this weekend, and in the plane it was almost completely loaded with thugs wearing these dark uniforms, black uniforms with gear and this and that.
Biden in Pittsburgh delivering his most forceful attack on President Trump, blaming him for stoking violence to distract from the ongoing coronavirus pandemic.
These are not images of some imagined Joe Biden America in the future. These are images of Donald Trump's America today. He keeps telling us that he was president. You'd feel safe. Well, he is president, whether he knows it or not.
Biden following up on his remarks after the president's evening news conference, slamming President Trump, writing, quote, the president declined to rebuke violence. He wouldn't even repudiate one of his supporters who was charged with murder because of his attacks on others. He is too weak, too scared of the hatred he has stirred to put an end to it. Willie?
Peter, as you reported, the president will not be meeting with Jacob Blake's family. So what does this day look like exactly? What's he going to do?
Yeah, Willie, you're right. So no meeting with the Blake family, but the president is expected to visit with members of law enforcement. He'll also tour businesses in Kenosha damaged during last week's rioting and looting there. The president last night dismissed concerns that this trip could inflame tensions and ignite new violence. He says it could, in his words, increase enthusiasm in Wisconsin, which, of course, is a crucial battleground that he needs to win in the upcoming election.